What is up? Episode 16 of the Thursday Night Grind. Yo, I was walking the dog this morning and I was thinking, like, what about when this series is a year old, episode 52? What about when it's like 5 years old, like 250, 300 episodes deep? I hope what I'm doing right now is building the deepest archive of like sharpening, like variations and like all different stuff. And I wanted to start that with, like, if you know any other playlists that are like a nice sequence of diversified sharpening, please let me know. Let everyone know in the comments below. I'm always looking to find new videos and people on YouTube that are putting them out. Most of it to me is kind of like onesies, twosies, like DIY people in the wood shop who put something on Tormek. Which are great. There's a lot to learn from all that, but I mean like a real long, like just next, you know, like, oh wow, sweet, let's do that. All right, today we're gonna do the thing that I'm for some reason, like, I'm told most often can't be sharpened, and I don't know where that comes from. I'm going to show you how I do them, and I also wanted to, before we do these garden shears or hedge shears, I just wanted to share too, like, everything that I do on this Thursday Night Grind is just where I'm at in the current moment, you know? Like, it doesn't mean that my method is the best method or that I've got it all figured out. In fact, quite the opposite, as I'm always learning. So chances are if I do another set of garden shears, like in 2 months or 5 years, I might do them differently than I do now. I don't know. We'll see, you know? Okay, so let's come down to the bench. And I'm going to flip a light on for us. And I got myself prepped with a, most of these are metric, that's 17 mil. First, let's just scope this out. Like the two different blades, I'm going to take these blades off to sharpen them, and I'm going to do them on the twice as sharp, which I think I showed you last week as well. This mechanism is pretty easy, single bolt. I mean, I haven't taken it apart yet, but one thing that I always try to keep in mind is keeping everything, like, I take it apart, you'll see, set aside just so I put it back together the right way, because sometimes it can be a bit of a puzzle. And then the other thing I wanted to point out was that one of these blades is like these serrate, it's like a coarse serrated edge. The other one is a plain edge. And I'm going to put both. I think I don't see a lot of stuff on these, on the YouTubes either, people sharpening these. I think you could justify that this blade is used to catch material and this blade does the cutting, if you wanted to make the case that you only sharpen the flat blade. I'm going to do both, and I've done that before and it comes out okay, so that's my plan. Okay, so the sequence here, I'm going to take them apart, keep track of everything. I'm going to, forgive me, my mic got caught there. I'm going to put these on the wire wheel to clean them up, take them over to the twice as sharp to cut a bevel on them, and sharpen them, and then lubricate, put them back together, wipe them down with some WD, and send them home. And while I'm taking them apart here, I just talk about the, like this, we're still in the pandemic. It is still raging around the country. It has been shocking to me. Like, I haven't really advertised, nice little magnetic tray here. I haven't really advertised myself being open for business, but I am just shocked by how many people are reaching out. I am happy that I have opened. Look how grimy that is. And that's fine. Like, that's great. That's why I think this is a good annual maintenance item. I'm just going to see if I can remember here. There's only one way to put them back together, the way the pins are, but the way I'm putting them, the flat blade goes on bottom, coarse blade on top, and then that is just a pin with a washer there. Okay, and you'll see, I don't know if you can see here, there is a little channel in there for lubricant, which is good to know because we will put lube in there. I like to try to wipe them down before I go to the wire wheel, so I don't really need grease on my wire wheel, just because it gets used for many different things. So I'm going to do a coarse wipe down now. And then get a fresh rag and wipe down with some WD. This is where it's real easy, like especially now where you're all watching me, where I could mess up the order of stuff. I have faith that I would be able to figure it out, but it is easier just to keep it all correct. And then as I do something, I pick it up and then put it back right where it goes. Same thing here, little channel for lubricant, which is great. I like that. But that again is the case for taking these apart every year, cleaning them up, getting all the dirt and grime out, and then re-lubricating them. I do want to get a little squirt of WD on here. Sometimes I feel like I'm rushing when I am putting myself on video. Maybe 5 years from now I won't care about retaining people's attention, right? Because the people that I want here are the people who are interested. Also, I will remind you that you can speed the videos up at any time. I think that is a great way to consume content. I find that 1.5 times speed works pretty well for still being able to listen, like comprehend what's going on. For the boring times, like when I'm putting this on the wire wheel, you might want to go to 2 times speed. And then if you see a spot where I'm running my mouth again, maybe slow it down to see if anything good's coming out. Okay. I also, I see a little bit in the threads here. I'm going to get my wire brush out. Hit that with a wire brush, maybe a little squirt here. All right, that is great. Let's go to the wire brush. Get my PPE, throw them on the floor. Back you up a little bit. Spine. The back sleeve. Well, you do that before you sharpen it. Better to not let that catch like that, but it happens. One. Just gonna touch this handle real quick. Two. I'll already be getting these mixed up. We'll see. Sharpen block over there. Easy, man. Beauty. All right. Oh, let's, sorry. I want to do this other handle too. Cool. All right, so now I did that. That's all good. Let's go to the twice as sharp. Put you right over here. Yeah, something like that. How's that look for you? It's gonna get bright here in a minute. All right, I also have a excuse me. I have this one is a wider jaw, which I found to be suitable for this. All right, so we're gonna do the old find the angle trick, get it close here. Right, this one is kind of, it is a big bevel. I'm gonna make sure I get to the edge. I'm not gonna grind that whole thing. That would be unnecessary. Something like right there. All right, and I'm flat. Okay, so one thing we're seeing here is that the tip of this is getting over to this wheel, so I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to come in with pressure here, but at a slight angle, and then I can straighten it out as I get past. I think we'll be all right. Let's do a test. Perfect. What I'm looking at there is just I have a little bit of a grind mark there, right? Just verifying my angle. Take a few passes and see what that looks like. Tighten that handle up, pinch. Walked off on the tip here. This tool, you definitely need to be careful you don't heat it up too bad and not build a burr on the first pass. I'll show you a trick in a minute that I have found to like. spritz on the on there to take any heat out. Some of them have it. We're not quite there yet. Getting close. Where it gets thin at the tip, it's easy to heat that up. So I'm going to grab a rag here just to keep up some cleanliness in the shop. A little bit to go there. I want to be careful not to take these too deep, right? Like it would not be too hard to grind off the little serrations. There's a burr coming up on some of them, but not all of them. Not there yet. Yeah, so I was thinking you could do these on all sorts of different gear. You could, freehand it on a 1x30. You could do it on the Tormek. You could spend a lot of time sawing away with it on the coarse. Stone on the, this would fit in the scissor chisel attachment on the Edge Pro. There we go, almost there. But having this really any jig just to make sure you keep the bevel constant. I mean, it still work if you grind enough to build a burr, maybe put a little steeper angle on there. Like, this isn't a precision tool. I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot. But it is nice having the the speed associated with this piece of equipment. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take this out. I got a stone soaking here. Use this to pull the burr off. Just keeping it flat on the back. Some of the rust comes off. It didn't come off on the wheel, so I want to keep my stone clean. Check, because sometimes it doesn't always push that burr back. This time it did. And then though, I've been wondering, like, I'm curious if you've ever done this. Do you hone the edge? Or do you not hone the edge? I think for that one, I'm comfortable. I want to leave that one where it is. I might try to decide to hone this one, which I'll show you here too, if I can. It doesn't look like you're getting a great shot, but there is a steep bevel and then a secondary bevel. maybe you can't see that. All right, so I'm just grinding the secondary bevel, right? And this, so this one, like doing this on the Edge Pro, it'd be fine. Maybe even just pass on that blade, just sharpen this one, you know, in the terms that that one, you know, the other one is what catches the material, and this one is what cuts it. I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is you can probably get into this without needing this piece of gear. But it is a nice thing to have. Checking my angle here, it's a little low, so I'm going to come up to 35. I'm going to come up to 40. Still not quite there. Let's go up to 35. Find a different spot on the blade for a scratch test. Oh, still not quite there. Let's try 30. It's shallower than I thought. Let's see what that looks like. Just a little. There we go. Alrighty. A little bit of grinding to do on this one. Let's see some spots that, first off, check that bevel. Yeah, nice constant angle, looks good. Got my shades back on since I'm wearing them. There have been cases where this other wheel has really posed a problem, and the solution is simply take that wheel off. Checking for heat, still feels pretty good. Pretty thick steel. I can see some spots on the back. To get the eye for it, you can pretty much tell when you've got a burr down the whole length. Maybe one more pass will do it. Pretty significant burr down there, but there's some bright spots right there. That is super close. What I'm going to do is remove the burr and then take one more. Let me just feel it. Actually, that is a nice burr, so I'm good there. Let's get that burr off. Oh. And again, always check that you actually got the burr off, because sometimes if you don't use a, no, that's good. If you don't use a coarse enough stone, or if the blade isn't really flat, like there can be issues where the burr is still on there. I'm going to throw this query out to the community of YouTubers. This is one thing, a little hack. When I go into the honing wheel, it doesn't line up with the bevel exactly, and what I found is I space it up with 3 washers, and historically I've gotten better results. And again, I got to watch out for this wheel right now as I'm honing on this wheel. There have been times where I've been surprised by how much heat the honing wheel puts into it, and that builds a burr down the whole length, so we're good. Let's pull that burr off with the stone. Situations like this, you know, like you could maybe put it back together and then use the blade. If it, yeah, why not just, and then I kind of like to pull the burr off, right? If I can avoid pushing it back to the other side, that makes me happy. And what I might do is just check if a burr went into the bevel. All right, so it feels sharp. There is a I'm going to take one more light pass on the hone, and then when I close the shears, when I put them back together, it will cut that off. So now there should be no burr on the inside, a very minor one on the flat face, and I will cut that burr off with the other blade. So now we go back and we lube and assemble. 25 minutes deep. Like these, I guess I wanted to mention that too. Like these are not the fastest tool to do, but I also charge $1 per inch of blade. So we're looking at about 20 bucks. $1 per inch of blade, you know, right? 10, 20, something like that. So one important thing to do with every venture is to place a value on your time, and then oh, it's happening. No, you and you. Right, you and you, am I tracking here? And you, yeah. Does that look right? That does not look right. What happened? You can't see what I'm doing, but this is the puzzle I was talking about. Okay, that one goes on top, and that one goes on bottom. So this is the, drop some lube up in here. Lubricate these. You can see the wear marks from where they've been riding on each other. Kind of go heavy on the lube going together, and then I wipe it down once it's assembled with a rag. I guess I'm the type of person that would rather have too much lubricant than not enough. What type of person are you? Let me know in the comments. Hey, how about a thumbs up for the sound quality? Is that still coming through? And what else? Lubricate the pin. Make sure you, if you have not already, subscribe, like, maybe post something on your social media page. Be like, wow, what a great sharpening playlist video adventure we're all on together. Back one. Yeah, and I want to assemble these not together if possible. Am I doing this right? Come on, in you go. Nothing to it. What's going on? Oh! Oh, we figure out why that pin's not going through. If I were doing these recorded, I would not show you struggling with getting this back together. I mean, that all looks kind of right. Where were we held up? Maybe it's because it goes this way. That'll do it. All right, so let's just open that up. I had the bolt going in the wrong. The bolt has a flat cut on either side, so it can only go through one piece off the handle. So what was happening, I was starting on the side that it can go through, and when it gets to the other one, it'll go. All right, pretty light here. I'm going to bring you up just a little bit. All right, I'm going to take out a little bit. I want it kind of loose for my first closing when I cut that burr off. Ooh. Let's hit that with the stone. I got to grab the stone. Hold on one sec. What I'm feeling here is a piece of the burr that was a bit much. Swipe that down. Take it off that side too. Catching on this one too. The old scissor trick where you push apart and pull together. Ooh, baby, don't put your finger in there. All right, just double check here. Just a little finger test, a little scratch test on the thumbnail. It's okay. It's pretty sharp there. Did push a pretty significant burr into the bevel. I'm going to see if I can just lightly remove that burr with a finer stone. I'm using my Edge Pro stones here. I'm going to see what's going on. This is the 220. Let me see if that got it off. It did not. Oops. That feels better. Still a minor burr on the inside there. Pull that baby off. Feels better. Now it's feeling a little significant. Take a pass on the 120 here. Get my angle right. Yeah, there we go. You can cut that one off. Okay. I do like that better. Yep, good. Yeah, okay, blazing. Okay, good. Good stuff. So now I want to get a fresh rag and hit the whole thing with a little WD. This is a great reason to do this in the fall before they go up. That way in the spring they are, when you get them out of the tool locker, they are clean, lubed, ready to go. Get you off and running with your spring. Bring it back up for some of this action. All right, so I appreciate you you being with me for this 35-minute video. All right, so yeah, right, like not quite $1 a minute. Like that's what I'm shooting for. You know, it takes time to learn things, so you know, I don't end up doing $1 a minute for all the jobs that I do. Kitchen knives are pretty standard around there now, but I might take just a little turn on here. Please stay well. Please reach out. Let me know in the comments how you're doing and what you're working on. How's your business going? How's your sharpening skill set coming along? Do you sharpen shears for people? What would it take to incorporate that into your business model? I guess, yeah, whatever. It's the person that dropped off a bunch of stuff. Just opens up a bunch of opportunity, right? When you start doing shears. I love residential cutlery as a foundation to get established in a sharpening business. And then growing into garden tools is a good next step. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Too many to get into tonight. It's already gone long. I love you guys. Stay well. We'll catch you next Thursday night for the next Thursday night grind. Peace.